Okay, so a lot of these boys out here have been talking to me about Dark Souls 2, saying it's not a good one. Well, let me tell you something, Brother Bear. There's nobody in this world who can tell me that the Slang Sword and the Gripmaster 2000 is not viable. And to say Shark Magic, not even real anymore? I got news for you, buddy. Chiromancies. You can do it. It's alive and well. Now, you say, oh, Magula is not as good as Firedinkine. Well, okay, maybe so, maybe not. But catapults and chameleons doesn't make a difference, dumb idiot. And if you think I'm gonna give you permission to tell me that, okay, I will. But it comes with a compromise. The Dark Sword, Dark Armor, Dark Blade is reserved for people who are actually a positive thinker and people who won't make fun of me at the doorway. And I understand that's hard to think about, that's hard to imagine, that's hard to see, hard to feel, hard to think. But we got to move forward, we got to move backwards, and got to tell you, this has really been disappointing me for a while now. I've been seeing these few boys talking about Dark Souls 2 saying it's not mine, it's not yours, it belongs to the people. Well, let's get it straight right here. Who is Dark Souls 2? Who is it? Is it you? Is it Tony? Is it Tony? Is it Tony? Is Dark Souls 2 Tony? Is Tony Dark Souls 2? Now we got that over with. Let's talk about Shivering Isles. Nope, not doing that. Not doing that. Not doing that. Next thing we're going to talk about is the Absolute vodka brand in relation to Dark Souls 2. It's not in Dark Souls 2. It's nothing to do with Dark Souls 2. Do I care? No. Do I care? Yes. And that's all you need to know. That's all you will ever know. That's all you want to know. And next thing I want to talk about is Dark Souls 2. So in Dark Souls 2 you play as Alan Rickman and you have to go downtown, get them all around, down, up, and down. And you got the Brang sword and you got your hang sword. Yeah, don't even start with that one, buddy. You're so sly and clever. Oh, yes. That's understandable. Understandable, but not valid. Okay, let's take a look at a scenario. I'm paying you $3 to an hour, and you're saying, so, and I'm just not dealing with it. And I could close the door. I could open the door. There's so many different possibilities and different ways I could approach the situation. I could say, here it is. Let's talk about that now. Let's talk about Dark Souls. Let's talk about Hickey Drive. I'm not particularly certain about you, about me, about this one. You see this? You see what I'm doing right now? Absolutely nothing. There's nothing involved with it. And I could tell you every day for the next 3 years that someone's coming to get you. Someone's gonna say, hey, Chunjo, you care? Do you care about me? I don't care about you. There's a large force moving in on my location. I'm just getting ready to call it in. Gonna phone it in, gonna phone it out. Gonna cut my Dargan in and out. Gonna travel there, gonna travel low, gonna travel under the trees, under the tree line. There's trees there, it's canopy, it's like a jungle except there's not as much wet. So in Dark Souls 2 you encounter 3 blue moon avatars. One of them is named Sergen, the other one is named Tat, and the other one is named Fint. And your job is to teach them first grade mathematics and everything that I've ever loved. And 57 seconds ago, that wasn't even a problem. Now it is. Now it's real. And now you got to deal with it. Your life is no longer a game of childish games. You have to do adult decisions, and you have to think about things in a critical and positive thinking, critical way with red banners. Red banners and a picture of John Dewart from the game show. And it's sad and it's unprecedented, but you can transcribe this entire thing in 3 minutes and tell me about it. I could believe that. I could believe you to do this for me. It would help me out. It would help me do what I want to do with my life. And that's, looks like they came to play today, lads. And that's just a new way to do it. And that's just a new way to say things that I don't want to say about the crumbling towers and then the walls fell. And that's just what my team says to me. They say, "Hey, Kungar, what are you doing up there?" And I'm saying, "Oh, nothing. Just reading a book about it. Just touching ringers and bringers and making a loud noise and try to dodge all of it." I mean, there's a mistake that I made. The mistake that I made so long ago was the mistake of believing that the Playmobil castle set was better than the one for the Space Boys. Like, honestly, you think I'm going to believe that? You think I'm going to read something like that even says those words to me? Well, okay, Lego set, Lego upset. Think about it. And, I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, and that time is now, and that place is you. And yesterday, quarters are what you used to use to play the video game. I could tell you to Chibas. You could say Chibas did it. I can tell you nothing that you would ever think about, and there's siege weaponry, and it's just going real big in boys. And when your dad's out fishing, you gotta ask yourself, is this worth it? Is this worth my time? And I think it is. I personally think it is. And the next thing you're gonna do is you're gonna quit.